Well, hello guys, Sendou here again. I just wanted to make a quick video on the upcoming patch and what I think of the changes. Because I made a series of tweets, but I realized that I have quite a few things to say about each change, so I was thinking of just going through the patch in a small video. And I'll be playing here on the background at the same time, but my focus will be more on talking, so don't care about the gameplay too much if it goes south. But let's just get it started with. So the patch still isn't officially translated to English, so everything I do is based on Lean's translation. And if the official English translation reveals something different, then I'll be of course like making adjustments or corrections. But there's quite a few main weapon rebalances. Like the overall theme with this patch is to really like buff stuff rather than like, you know, nerf. Like people been complaining about Resourcer a lot, but this buff has been more about buffing stuff rather than like hitting everything with a huge nerf. They buff Sploos, increasing run speed while shooting by 11%. I think that's reasonable change. Sploos already is quite fast. If you don't know, Sploos by default has more swim speed and run speed than any other weapon. Except there's like a couple with this movement class, and Sploos being one of them that gets like base buff to swim speed and run speed, but now it's even 11% more run speed, so that's significant. But if you look at Splatoon 1, like many shorter range weapons got buffs. Like you could see like Chapper got multiple buffs, but it never really became that great of a weapon. And I think Sploos might be in the same boat where maybe the B conversion will make it actually something usable, but at the moment it's not kind of tough spot, and I think 11% is gonna do much there. And then there's quite a few of blaster changes. Luna, jump RNG reduced by 70%, 15 frames faster shot after jumping. Okay, I think the 15 frames faster shot after jumping is a mistranslation, because if you go and do Google translation, it indicates more like you kind of like when I jump, it like goes accurate faster after jump. That's how I understand it, instead of like getting a shot out fast. Like that makes no sense. So it's probably like makes you faster after jump, like in a quicker manner. So I think that's like pretty surprised overall they decided to buff blasters. I don't think that was something that was necessary honestly, but hey, I'll take it. I think honestly like the blaster buff is to kind of like make tree sloshers' life harder, because I think generally blasters are like really good at dealing with tree sloshers, and now, well, they're a bit better. And yeah, the RNG change, so that's something that the Luna, like this is Luna specific, like 70% reduced. Again, I don't think Luna was like the worst thing ever with the jump RNG. It's so short range, so you don't really get to feel the effects of it regardless. So yeah, it's kind of like nice to have, but again, I don't think it's really gonna change the weapon. Like it's a small buff, but it's nothing like too crazy. So yeah, so like nice to have. Probably makes tree sloshers' life harder, which is like what many people probably will like. But yeah, I don't think blasters necessarily needed a buff at this stage, so I'm pretty surprised they decided to give them some. But it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's gonna be a huge thing that makes blasters super like suddenly very annoying to deal with. And Glass Blaster, they are gonna make it ink more and reducing consumption by around 20%. So one really annoying thing about Glass Blaster was that when you shoot once, it doesn't make consistent ink trail. I can show after this game, but it doesn't make a consistent ink trail, and it's one of those weapons where the base speed is like faster. So the fact that you couldn't like make a consistent trail was kind of annoying for you to move around. So that's nice to fix that, and ink consumption reduced by 20%, which is pretty huge. Overall, I think this is a quite nice buff to Glass Blaster, and I could definitely see them around more now. Like I tweeted that they fixed 2 out of 3 like annoying things with the weapon, and third being Stingray. They didn't buff any specials except one for this patch, so maybe if later they also give Stingray some small buff, I could definitely still like see like Glass Blaster be actually like a really good weapon. Like, so I think people will be surprised how good Glass Blaster can get suddenly if this patch is like after dispatches and so on. And rollers, carbon roller, splat roller, ink consumption reduced while flicking. Okay, let's just start with like I think rollers are in a really tough spot as a class right now. Like really not. They like in Splatoon 1 already, like you'd see that rollers weren't like necessarily the most popular choice in highest level game. They don't really ink that well, and there's stuff that kills better. So I don't think like reducing ink consumption is gonna be the one thing that makes them suddenly like all that great to use. But hey, it's still like something. It's still like a step in the right direction, and maybe next they can figure out how to buff them more. Because it has a thing about roller. Like if you buff them, it's really easy to go wrong with it, right? So it's really easy to make them suddenly really annoying to deal with. And if you're not careful, then yeah, quickly you make rollers like really annoyingly OP, like in an annoying way too, like because you don't really need that high like execution to like do well with rollers often. So if you make them strong at the same time, it can be really like really annoying for people to deal with. And they also buff the base damage of Dynamo, so that's pretty interesting. 14% range for effective damage, which is basically means that you can maybe kill people more reliably with the horizontal flick. And this is something that Dynamo really struggled with. But again, like I don't think this is enough on its own. Like Dynamo's biggest problem was that it didn't really, it didn't really ink enough for what it stood for in Splatoon 1. Splatoon 1 Dynamo was you like get a lot of ink at any given time on ground, and this Dynamo in this game, there's some weird stuff like when you aim upwards, the ink just disappears before it hits ground. I can maybe demo this after this game as well, but yeah, like it's not gonna be enough, unfortunately. Dynamo is probably one of the worst weapons in the game right now, which is really like sad for me to say, because the first game I think it was a really nice part of team building. But yeah, again, first step to the right direction. I think they're very afraid of like buffing Dynamo to make it like annoying or whatever. But hey, I hope they can figure out how to make it better. And chargers, they're gonna get a small like they're gonna revert the changes where charges needed like more frames to charge, like Splat Charger 4 frames faster charge, same as Splatoon 1 now. Elite 4 frames faster charge, same as Splatoon 1 now. So yeah, those are like I think nice things to have. Like I don't know why they changed them in the first place, but I kinda feel bad for Charger players now, because first they learned the muscle memory of this new system, and now they have to learn again the old system. But hey, again, a class that needs buffs, I think this is a really like nice start to that, and interesting to see where charges are headed. QTuber, 5 frames faster charge time, 5 frames faster sword release after holding. So same thing, faster charge time by 5 frames. Again, nothing crazy, but still it's faster. And faster sword release after holding. I think that's pretty interesting, because if you like look how QTuber is being played at the moment, or how it could be played, like this weapon is maybe okay. I made a lot of talks about this, but don't play this weapon right now. At least not like if you don't know what you're getting into. But like, yeah, like this, like when I come from ink and like there's like a small delay after I get out from ink. Like I can see like it takes some time. So this takes a lot of practice for you to actually like be able to hit moving targets and whatnot with this weapon. So now it's a bit like faster to shoot after you release a trigger. That's how I understand it. So that's, I think, pretty nice buff for a YouTuber, but probably not gonna be meta anytime soon. And I could also show the Glass Blaster change. Okay, Glass Blaster. So I shoot once. What happened? It's not consistent trail. I don't go a couple times, now it's consistent trail. But it wasn't when I shot, right? So I'm really fast weapon, like I have no swim speed, and this already like buff to the swim speed, but then I'll do this. Boom. And yeah, it's not so fast to do this, So I'm glad they're gonna, I assume this is what the patch means. It's gonna fix the consistent trail thing, and I think that's a really nice thing for them to do. And again, it's pretty ink hungry weapon. Like you look, it's pretty fast to get through the ink. So now you have 30% more leverage on this. I think that's pretty nice too. Spatling, this was my first main. It's nice to see they finally buffed them, to be honest. But yeah, so Spatling, they added movement speed plus 20% when charging, so I will move 20% faster in this state. I think this is really nice because this is like, you're gonna spend a lot of time in the state if you play and like whatever, you like peeking and you come out of corner, you can do this a bit faster. So that's really nice to see. Also plus 3% while you're shooting, so at this state. Again, like small changes, yeah, but again, it's hard to say if these small changes will really help the weapons as much as they maybe should. And yeah, I guess time will tell. But it's a like, again, step to the right direction, and I'm glad they at least like thinking of these weapons. It really makes me sad some of these aren't better, but yeah, like you can strafe better, maybe run speed will work better at some point. It can be really nice. Okay, so the most baffling thing about this patch, I'm gonna show you. So Dualies. Right now, like if you Fuzzy made a tier list last night, he put 10 parries at, I believe, 3rd tier, which is pretty like amazing, I think. Let's see if I have 4 them parries. I'm actually quite sure. Yes, I have. So N parries, the niche is that they get really fast special right now. 170 points, which is 40 points faster than the D-Deck, for example. But now they're gonna make them 200 points. So 30 points more to get Inkjet. Like kinda now, like Inkjets like, I mean, Emperor is like niche was that you get really fast special. Like you get actually like this is insanely fast considering I don't have special charge and whatnot. So I already have like my special up. And now they're kinda taking it away. And they're gonna give it like more range, which is kinda like, it's kinda weird to me, but like 9% more range, like maybe you can, it's gonna like, I kinda agree with Fuzzy in that they're making many T-Techs now, where many weapons can like have the same thing as T-Tech, where, okay, this is supposed to be like the main gimmick of Dualies, this rolling thing, but in itself, it's not currently enough. I feel like it's pretty nice thing sometimes, but the good players, you don't really like surprise them that easily, and many weapons you don't need to aim with, so you're not gonna be able to strafe them that easily. The range thing, yeah, okay, I can see it. Maybe makes them a bit more better in 1v1s and stuff, but at the expense of taking the special away, it's quite heavy nerf, and I'm surprised they like first patch they make it faster to charge special, and now they make it a lot like slower to charge special. So I'm wondering why they're going like one side to another side, especially considering Dualies weren't that popular to begin with, even after the changes. So I think they are afraid of special spam, right? Like they're afraid of people losing a lot of specials in a short manner of time. And I agree, this is like a possibility that's always there, and I think it's not an enjoyable game if someone gets like 15 Inkjets, but honestly, I don't agree with the Dualie change too much, but I had to see for myself like how the range buff affects it. But for now, I don't really think it was too nice of them to take away the special advantage. But it's kind of like a niche for Emperors, right? You get fast Inkjet and now you don't. And Baller, okay, so here's my one of my favorite changes. So Luna Blaster, my prediction is it will be high tier pretty fast. I'd say it's mid tier now, it's gonna be high tier for sure. So Baller, 40% more damage. It absorbs 40% more damage from shooters, dualies, and spatlings. It was pretty easy to destroy previously, now it's a bit harder to destroy. And what you may be able to do after the change is that you better again like rush people with Baller, like explode it in the middle of the enemies. And when you do that, you have like some ink to work around your feet. And I think that gameplay is just so makes sense for Luna. And now they are also gonna like reduce the jump RNC, like you can see my jump is going a bit to the side, so it's not as significant now. Personally, Luna, Ink Armor, it's gonna be a very strong thing to look out for after the patch. And Baller, yeah, like, even if they shoot at me, like I'm in the middle of them, I blow it up, wow, got you. And then maybe Ink Armor at this point or something, and it's really like, you can really like do some crazy damage now. So again, Luna did need a buff. Maybe they need this buff. Who knows? Nice that they are buffing Paul already. So all in all, nice patch. I'm not gonna go to the other changes. You know, the smaller changes. They like buffed blasted damage in Sunrun and whatnot, but I'm not too interested in those. So that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. If you have any suggestions of future videos, leave me a comment. If you like, leave a like. If you dislike, leave a dislike. But tell me how I can improve my future videos. And yeah, that's like my first impressions without actually getting hands-on with the patch. That's how I see it from the patch notes. Maybe I'll have a different view when I actually get to play the patch. But that's it for now, and see you guys next time.